Good morning. My name is Sarah Ogletree, and I am the Program Coordinator at North Carolina Interfaith Power and Light, a program of the Council of Churches. And it is my pleasure to be here with you again this morning as we continue our words of strength and faith during this time of social distancing. So we are now moving into our third week, I believe, of social distancing, of working from home for many of us. And also we're moving into our first week of a stay-at-home order in North Carolina. So our world has changed drastically for all of us in different ways. And one of the things that this has gotten me to thinking about in my own life is the practice of Sabbath. So we know in the biblical text that Sabbath is the day that God rests after creating the world in Genesis. Sabbath is a day of worship and ceasing from work for people of faith. And what I've been thinking about and what I've been surprised by in some ways is that it has taken a global pandemic for me and maybe others of us to stop and practice Sabbath. Now, Sabbath isn't a total cease from all things, but it is a ceasing from the rat race of our world and an opportunity to reinvest in life in ways that are meaningful, in ways that bring us joy, and in ways that connect us to God. So one of my very favorite poems that I think evokes a great deal of Sabbath imagery and Sabbath lessons is Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. And I want to read that poem with you and then do a little Sabbath debrief and blessing. So here is the poem. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clear blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over again, announcing your place in the family of things. I love this poem. And as a Sabbath poem, if we think about it in terms of Sabbath, there's so many lessons here that I believe these words offer to us. First, the lesson that we do not have to bend over backwards constantly. We do not have to march on our knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting, and we only have to let the soft animal of our body love what it loves. To me, that sounds like Sabbath. What would it mean for you to do that today? To let yourself be a human, be a person living in unprecedented circumstances. What would you do if you honored that part of yourself today? Another lesson of this poem that I love is tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Over many, many calls over the past week, that's what I've been doing with my friends, with my colleagues, with people that I love. We've been sharing in our despair, and meanwhile, the world has gone on. And that has been encouraging to me and comforting to me that we have people to share our deepest desires and concerns with, and also that we know that the world continues to turn. Two last lessons. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination. In this moment, our imaginations are being given an opportunity to do some work. There is a stillness that hasn't been in my house in a long time, and the wheels in my mind and my heart are turning, and I hope that can happen for you today as well. Lastly, the world is calling to you like the wild geese, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. A lesson that I have learned during this time is that when the world is sick, we are sick. And when the world is healing, we too are healing. So I hope that this can be a blessing for you today. I also want to say, if you are someone who hasn't been able to stop during this period of social distancing, thank you for all the ways that you're keeping us safe. And also, I hope that you find time for rest that is meaningful and rejuvenating very soon. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.